say this was self-defense. It just wasn't self-defense. So yeah.
Trying to keep my mind a broken ring with some rhinestone. Me and you, we both you said you good, but you crying though. He tried to spin the block, but our time's gone. Buckle up.
What's good, Kid Mafia? It's your girl Toria, back with another video, back with another video. I briefly wanted to drop this video. I'm just looking for your overall opinion and feedback on the situation with Gypsy here. She was a child that was made to believe she had all sorts of illnesses growing up, like asthma, cancer, paralyzed from the waist down, like a whole plethora of illnesses. Illnesses you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy were put on this child from her own mom. That's the worst part, right?
My mother would often tell other people and tell me that I would only have a life expectancy of 7, and then it was 15, and then it was 20. I think to some degree I knew it was a facade. However, I didn't know the malicious intent behind the facade. My mother would...
You know, the gist of it is fairly simple. As it seems, her mom came up off of, checks sent to her. Those GoFundMes, basically any type of disability check, anything, any monetary gain you can get from your child having a disability or having a sickness, her mom was collecting. I look into it now, like the more I look into this story, the more disturbing it becomes, because it's like, there's this great debate going on saying, hey, is Gypsy wrong for unaliving her mother, or for having her boyfriend unalive her mother? Or did her mom call it upon herself? Did her mom drive her daughter to the point of insanity and cause her daughter to do that, and cause her daughter to unalive her? We don't want to victim blame, but we also want to look at all aspects of the story, if you guys know what I mean. So as a child, it's only natural to believe the stuff that your parents tell you because they're all you know. However, as you get older in age and you become more curious and you become more, adventurous, you start putting some of that to the test. You start finding out for yourself and see if what mom or dad says really is true, right? So it's said that around the age of like 18 or 19, she started putting 2 and 2 together and realizing that she wasn't as sick as her mom claimed she was. It's like debunking the whole paralyzed from the waist down is so simple. I feel like she found out about that before she was 19. Like, you're not paralyzed because you can feel your movement. So yes, she was in a wheelchair, but she was a child. So at some point, I don't know. I can't help but assume at some point she decided to get up and realize she wasn't paralyzed. That was just too easy for her to determine wasn't true. And I'd hope that after realizing you can walk, after being told all these years that you couldn't, you'd start to explore more and you start to really see what's going on. Nevertheless, she, realized she could walk and stuff and started looking at her own mom funny, like, hey, I thought I couldn't walk. I thought you told everybody I couldn't walk. But she still went along with some of these illnesses. So that's why I feel like I understand her rage for her mom. Had her mom been alive, her mom probably would have done some time, especially for stealing, lying to the government, lying to her child. She collected a lot of money. So I'd assume her mom would get some type of, time or fees to pay, but you know what? No, she'd probably do time, because I feel like at that point, letting her daughter's teeth rot out, I feel like at that point it's becoming child endangerment. So maybe she would do some time. But I don't think she deserved to be unalived. Like, that's just my unpopular opinion. And you had your boyfriend unalive her. Like, I think it's the premeditation that throws me off. Like, if this was a fit of rage, and Gypsy just was arguing with her mom, and she's like, how could you lie to me after all these years? How could you lie to me? I was never sick. And her mom's like, well, honey, we needed the money. Like, I feel like if it was in the heat of the moment argument and Gypsy was like, you know what, and just, clocked her, then yeah, okay, fine. But this was definitely something planned and premeditated. Like, I just don't find justification in unaliving her mother. I feel like there were different routes that she could have taken so that her mother would have gotten penalized and punished for the stuff she did. But Gypsy, you could also benefit off of this too. And then what's also throwing me off is that it's something like cancer that can easily be proven false. That's something that you can easily take your child to the doctor.
Why, of all the disabilities this Gypsy's mom said she had, why didn't the doctors ever step up and say that's incorrect? Stuff like cancer, stuff like asthma, stuff like being paralyzed, that stuff can be easily debunked. So why didn't any of the doctors say anything? Like, why did the government, why did everybody just go based off of Gypsy's mom's word? That is a lot. They said that girl had so many medical conditions. How is this something that wasn't proven false sooner?
Like, the whole Gypsy situation was very, very unfortunate. And right now she's a free woman. She's making videos. She's living her best life. And her mom is no longer on this earth. And she's just fine with that. And I don't mean to sound like mean. Like, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. But I feel like, how can... Okay, she's out. I see she's on Instagram, which is great, to each their own. But it's like, there's a lot of congrats and there's a lot of woo-hoos and hoorays. But I feel like she got out of jail for unaliving her mom. I feel like I would feel different if she went to jail for, I don't even know. Because if she didn't unalive her mom, she wouldn't have went to jail. So it's like, I can't even say that. But I feel like I would feel better. It would be more of a vindicating feeling if her mom ended up doing time and she ended up getting off scot-free and ready to live her life, you know? I don't think Gypsy needed to serve jail time because I don't think Gypsy needed to unalive her mom. And not only did she unalive her mom, but she had her boyfriend do it. So I feel like that's like a slap in the face. And don't get it twisted. Her mom did her dirt. Her mom deserved time. Her mom deserved to serve her time. Her mom deserved the punishment that the law provides. But I don't think that Gypsy needed to unalive her. And I feel like that's why she served time in jail. Now, of course, she only served, I think, like 8 or 9 years. So that definitely was not the full length of a regular homicide. However, I feel like, I don't know, like, people are really just celebrating her getting out, and I'm glad that she was able to overcome the trauma, the mental, the physical abuse her mom put her through as a child. I for sure am glad, and I know she's proud of herself too for enduring that, but I don't necessarily think unaliving her mom was the best route. I just don't find that necessary. I can get why she loathed and had rage towards her mother. I get it. But I don't think having her boyfriend unalive her mom was the best route. But again, to each their own. Like, she served her time, indeed. So, you know, I don't think she's a menace to society. I just think that the actions behind her going to jail shouldn't necessarily be celebrated. Maybe reflected on, but I wouldn't say celebrated. That's just me, Kim Mafia. I want to know y'all opinion. Like, please, I would really love an intellect's opinion in my comments. Like, tell me, were her actions justifiable to you? Because we can't really say this was self-defense. It just wasn't self-defense. So, yeah, let me know, y'all. Tori?
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.